dogs.
Ayusin mo paglalaba, bilis. Tandaan mo ha. Ganda.
I'm sure you've seen those cute, cuddly fur babies on social media. But have you seen them all?
Napaka-ironic na makikita natin sa social media, mga cute na aso. Samantalang makikita mo naman sa labas, mga mas kawawa, butot balat.
Laging may nagre-report sa akin na may ila-line up for euthanasia. Kaya ako nag-exist sa mundong to dahil kulang ng taong nakakaintindi sa kanila.
This is a story about man's best friend. How some got betrayed, while some got saved. I'm Daphne Galvez. Let's take a look through Dog's Lifeline. It was an ordinary day for the impounding team of the Quezon City Veterinary Department. Their mission for that day, catch stray dogs in the Quezon Memorial Circle.
Sa isang araw, nakakailan kayo nahuli?
Depende sa area. Average, mga wala naman 20 plus, mga 18, ganyan, 10.
Mababa na 10, sir.
Data from the City Veterinary Department showed that its city pound captures an average of 200 per week, or equivalent to about 9,600 homeless animals per year.
Sa kabila ka! Doon ka! Doon ka! Tabo muna! Okay! Kapit!
The team wasted no time catching more stray dogs, including this one. A few moments later, a woman approached the team and introduced herself as the owner of the dog she calls Astra.
Kuya!
Operation po ito, may request po ang City Circle.
May tali po yan doon.
Hindi, makakala ito, hindi ito huling po tayo.
Mostly ganun nangyayari. Pag hinuhuli kasi yung aso nila sa kalsada, ang nagre-react agad yung mga owner. Kaya sabi nila, bakit mo hinuli yung aso namin? Eh kita kakawala lang alam naman. So minsan pinagmumura sila kung ano na pinagsasabi sa amin. Pero which is, meron naman talagang batas na bawal ang aso sa kalsada.
May ano po yan? May tali po yan.
Asa po yung tali?
Pinapakain lang po.
Ha?
Pinapakain lang po.
Saan po pinapakain?
Dito lang po sa meron ng kanto.
Sige po, ID po tayo. Dalawa niyo po ngayon?
Tuwan ko po sa
Sige po.
pusto.
Sige po, balik po kayo sa akin. Ma'am, may city ordinance po tayo nilabag kayo.
Yes.
So may issue po kayo ng citation.
Ano
Pero
po yan?
makukuha niyo yung aso.
Astra was claimed by her owner that day, but it's a different story for the rest of the dogs. Under Republic Act No. 9482 or the Anti-Rabies Act of 2007, local government units are mandated to catch stray dogs off the streets. Stray dogs are then taken to dog pounds. For these dogs, the newly renovated QC Animal Pound, where they must await their fate.
Sige na. Pasok mo muna.
Under the law, impounded dogs have 3 days to be claimed by their owner if they have one. Those unclaimed can either be selected for adoption or undergo euthanasia, the so-called mercy killing. According to the Philippine Animal Welfare Society, there were more or less 12 million stray cats and dogs that roamed the streets of the Philippines in 2019.
Kasi yung mga stray dogs na yan, hindi naman yan basta bigla sumulpot lang sa kalye. They used to be owned dogs, they used to be pet dogs, and then nung hindi na matustusan sa vet, hindi na madala, usually yan may gales, pinapawalan sa daan or pinanganak na sila sa daan kasi the owners did not spay or neuter their pets, so yung mga pets nanganak sa daan.
In spite of this, some still believe that the streets are still better than the city pounds.
Kasi dati, pag nagsabi ka, hindi, pound, papatayin na yung aso eh, di ba? Yun ang nagiging kwan nila lagi, perception eh. Pag dinala sa pound, wala, i-euthanize lang nila, kawawa naman si aso. So ngayon, nire-reverse namin yung kanilang pag-iisip eh, dahil sa, mayroon na kami mga facility na bago.
It's not very fair to hate dog pounds for doing the jobs that they do. Kasi talagang kokolektahin nila yung mga strays because yun ang mandate nila. So let's not hate dog pounds because yun ang kanilang process. Ang dapat na i-hate natin are irresponsible pet owners.
Aside from the newcomers, there were more dogs in other cages awaiting their fate. But what will happen if no one claims them?
After 3 days na hindi sila ma-redeem, so doon naman po kami papasok yung adoption center team. Pupunta po kami sa taas, sa Quezon City Pound, nagkakaroon ng pre-selection doon sa mga dogs na available for adoption. Then, after 3 days, doon na rin po namin binibigyan sila ng medical assessment.
If a dog is not selected for adoption, it's not over for him just yet. If they have a disease that can be treated, they will be subjected to medical care, after which they can be put up for adoption. Some also undergo rehabilitation, where they can be trained as community service and emotional support animals. However, there are cases that a dog is beyond redemption.
So, yung mga dogs na magmamanifest or papakita ng mga senyales ng mga sakit gaya ng rabies, distemper, yung mga pwedeng maging cause ng zoological diseases na makakahawa sa possible na poor parent, eh hindi namin sila sinasama mandated by law ng ating animal welfare na kailangan silang i-manage, dog population management or i-put to sleep. Hindi illegal yung mercy killing or dog management population sa isang process ng impounding. Dahil iniisip din naman po ng government is yung risk na pwedeng makuha ng individual doon sa dog or doon sa animal na nagkakaroon ng sakit na yun.
Under the law, several methods of euthanasia are allowed for dogs, including lethal injection and by the use of guns. While euthanasia seems to be a horrific thing, for paws, it's a better way out for dogs instead of dying of sickness or hunger.
We're not in animal welfare to see dogs die. Pero let's not also demonize euthanasia because in this country, euthanasia is a luxury. I don't even think a lot of dogs undergo euthanasia in the city pounds. They're just being made to die out of sickness or not being treated or not being fed. Kaya lang, the pounds are also in denial. Ay, hindi kami nag-euthanize. So, but, if you see the conditions of the dogs in the pounds, wala rin, lahat ng may sakit, tinatabi sa healthy. So, parang, sige, hindi ka nga nag-euthanize, but you let the dog suffer a slow, lingering death, which is worse. Kasi, euthanasia, if done correctly at the hands of a licensed veterinarian, is the kindest and most compassionate way to put an animal to death.
Sa ating Quezon City Pound, as well as sa ating adoption center, meron kaming budget for the basic needs ng dogs and cats. Naggagamot din po kami for the dogs na nire-rescue. Hindi po kami nagpapabaya when it comes sa kanilang kalusugan since meron nga po kaming adoption center. Nagpapa-adopt kami ng dogs. So, kailangan yung mga dogs na nahuli is nasusustain namin yung needs nila hanggang sa mapa-adopt sila.
In the Quezon City Animal Care and Adoption Center, around 20 to 40 dogs are adopted per week, but they couldn't have done it without the help of people like INQUIRER. Next on Look Through, Dogs Lifeline.
Lagi may nagre-report sa akin na may ila-line up for euthanasia. At may magagawa ng para, kailangan gawa ng para. Yung kunyari short na, obligadong magsanlang ng alahas, ganun ang mga minsan solusyon na